Yeah, welcome back. In this session, we're going to be looking at lists in HTML. We have three different types of lists, and that is the ordered list, and definition list. So the first one, which is an ordered list, is when you have a list that you have it as a bullet point, not numbered as maybe 1 to 3 or ABC with in any particular order. Just label it as a bullet point, and that you are going to be creating. So let me just call this h2, and I call this unordered list. So let me just call this. So the tag for creating an unordered list is called ul. So ul is a short form of unordered list. So this is on the unordered list, and you can now create the list item of this particular unordered list. So I can just call this rice, just duplicate, don't forget it, just alt shift beans, and just call this peanuts, just call this and I can just call the heading to be groceries. So if I save it, I can see I have the heading and I have the list. Now, one thing you can do with this is, okay, maybe you don't want the label to be a circle, can change it by coming to this another list tag and change it to style, and the style list style type, and maybe you want the style. You can see the different type of style. That's the power of visual account. Okay, I want the list style type to be, maybe you want it to be a square instead of circle. You can just save it, and you can say I change to square. You can also change it to, like you see, decimal. Let's see the decimal. Okay, you can also change it to, so if you want the intelligence to come up of to give you options of what to use, you can just press Ctrl space so that you have this intelligence. So you see, okay, so you can see the different available options. Let me see this. Okay, dick. And just, I think this is the default. Let me change the circle, and so you see, so that's that about that. So now let's come to the next one, which is the ordered list. This ordered list always has some, it's always fully particular order, it's not just at random. So the tag for creating an ordered list is ol, and that is the short form of ordered list. So when you create the tag, the same way you have list item for another list, you also have list item for this one too. So let me just call this item 1, and I just duplicate item 2, item 3, item 4. So if I save this now, you can see that I have an ordered list here, which is labeled as 1, 2, 3, 4. One thing I want to know is, okay, maybe you don't want it to start from 1. You can just put the start to be, maybe I want it to start from 10. So it will start from 10, and it will continue from there. And maybe you don't want the type to be this type of number, you just want it to be, okay, I want it to be, as the different types you have, you can choose alphabet, so that is stuff ABC. You can see different types, you can choose Roman figure or Roman numerals, and that's, then you have it. So don't forget, you can define the type, and you can define the start too, like where you want it to start. Maybe I want it to start from 20, so you can see. So now the last one, we have the definition list. Definition list. So the tag, as you might guess, is DL, which is the short form of definition list, and we have the definition term, which, let me call this term 1. So, and in there we now have so it's just like dividing list into different sections. So the first term is, okay, I don't know, good examples. Okay, let me call this stationaries, and the definition data now. I call this pencil. Sorry, call this pencil. So I call this pencil, and maybe pen, and also have paper. So this is that section one. So let's see it in action. You can see stationaries, pencil, and let's say I want to have another section for definition term of this section can be gadgets. Definition term of this section can be gadget, and definition data, let me say TV, phone, and I say radio. So you can see that it's divine is using different sessions for it. So just dividing it using different sessions. And another thing that you should note is that you can nest this list item into each other. Like I can put an unordered list inside ordered list. So how do I do that? Let me just create, let me just call this, h2, and I'll call it nesting lists items. So putting a particular list item into another. So I can just have another list and have list item. So I can just duplicate this. So let me just call it budgets. Let me just call it budgets, and can just say, let me not call it, let me just say item 1, item 2, and item 3. Now under this item 2, I can decide to say, okay, I have another unordered list here, and I can say list item, and I duplicate. So I can say this one is item 2A, copy this, item 2B, and item 2C. So like that, you see that I was able to let me do something here. Let me add some margin at the bottom so that I can see it. Style margin bottom. Let me just say 50 pixel. Yeah, I think it's up now. So you can see that I have another list, and in another list I have other list nested inside it. So that is that about lists in HTML.